You want to learn how to kick to the moon? I'm the guy for you. Hi, I'm Pitt, your VR boxing coach. Here is an example of a high kick at slow motion. Look at this beautiful kick. Pretty clean, huh? Here is another photo of me. I was 29 at the time, and look at this. This is a beauty, right? Here is an example in a fight, in a real fight, of a high kick of mine. Here it is, boom, boom. And if you want to move fast, I recommend you to start with maybe a friend that holds the pads for you. And you want to go for middle kicks because this is where the speed starts. First, I will show you how to get flexible and how to warm up properly. There is 3 steps to go high with your kick. The first one is stretching. Yeah, you have to stretch every day. If you stretch your muscle, it's not enough. I'm sorry, but it is. Some of us are gifted with a great mobility, but I'm not. I had to endure a lot of exercise to go there. And the third step is to learn how to move when you high kick. So I recorded this video at the gym. I was warmed up. So here is the result. As you can see, I can do that with both sides, right kick and left kick, because this is exactly the same. And I want to train, if you train for kickboxing or Muay Thai, you want to train both sides because you want to be very adaptable and yeah, you have to be good. So you have to train both sides. Before stretching, I advise you, please go for maybe a 5-10 minutes warm up. You can maybe go for a shadow boxing or maybe a little running, whatever you want, okay? When you're ready, a little warmed up and you feel your sweat a little bit and you feel the heat flowing into your body, you can go for a little stretch. So this is the first stretch I want to show you guys. So you have to stretch the interior of your thigh like this. You have to push with your elbow outside, okay? And you can turn your spine because I want to warm up my spine too. And you want to do that for maybe 5 minutes and relax, and then go for a lean forward so I can stretch behind my thigh, behind the leg. And then I want to be very mobile in my hips because this is maybe, yeah, the most important element of all. You have to feel your hips stretch inside the joint. So you can sit with your feet at the outside. You can see here I try to sit but with my feet in the outside. That means my hips are pretty tense here and I want to stretch it, and it's on the joint, it's not the muscle. So I want to sit, and you want to do that maybe for 3 to 5 minutes and you want to relax in this position. So maybe that's the most important exercise of all, this one. So I like to stretch my muscle and exercise my mobility at the same time because this is for the same purpose, but this is not aimed the same way. Muscles and joints are not the same. And I like to do this. This is a stretching for the thigh, for the leg, and inside the leg here. I push the knee at the outside and my feet is flat on the ground. Go for a flat-footed stretching, and you want to sit here. You want to sit as much as possible. So you want to do that for 2 or 3 minutes in every side, and you can change every minute because it's not very good to stretch for 3 minutes at once. The muscle needs blood. You see, I go very far away and I'm not that far from my heel. So of course guys, when you restart this exercise, and if you didn't stretch at all your life, you will be very stiff, and it's normal. I started Muay Thai 20 years ago, so I'm not that flexible. Some of you guys may be very flexible, but most of the time pretty explosive people aren't that much flexible. Sometimes they are, but it's pretty rare. So I'm flexible now because I trained all my fucking life. Now I'm a bit old. I'm 42 now, so yeah, my joints aren't that good, but I'm okay. So after this stretching, you want to do the same, but without the support of your hands. And you can do that 10 times, and your legs will be very active. At the same time, you will stretch, and this is a great stretching for high kick. And you want to do this one too. This one is a nice exercise because it stretches the front of your thigh, like here in the joints nearby the hips. And you want to do the transition front to the side here with your leg. And this is pretty good. You have to do that 10 times. And then you want to stretch all the way with an extended knee. And this is, if you are warmed up, this won't be as painful as if you do that when you're cold. Don't do that if you are not warmed up. It's not good for your muscles. And here I want to put my hands on the ground, and I want to go as far as possible with my head towards the ground. And here is another view of what I do. Of course, some of you guys will be more flexible than me, some of you guys will be stiffer than me. So do what you can, because when you're warmed up, you will feel great with this exercise, but don't push it too much. 1 minute is okay, and if you want to do that for maybe 5 or 6 times, you can, but don't stretch for 5 minutes at once. Just relax your muscle and go back to your position. You can do this one too. This one is pretty good, and it stretches the interior of your thigh, but also the back, and it simulates the high kick. So you want to warm up your hips, and this is pretty important, guys. The warm up of your hips is maybe the most important thing you can do, because if you're not that flexible and if you're not warmed up, you will be eventually injured. And if you get injured, you can't train anymore. I like to do this one. So I push my hips forward like this towards the ground, and I like to alternate between the right hips and the left hips. And this is a pretty good transition with my hips and with the stretching of the leg. So do that. It's pretty good, and you can do that too. This one is good for the lumbar section, but also the hips. And you want your hips to get hot. Now you are stretched, warmed up, and you are more ample, more flexible with your hips. You want to learn the technique of the high kick. Front kicks are good, and knee too. So I like to warm up with some knee, just simple knee, like this. Knee to the chest, and then I want to go for knee to the chest, but with extended knee. This is a pretty good exercise, and you can do that not only straight but outwards and inwards. And I want to do that to the side, and I want to have a great balance when I do that. So this is a balance exercise too, and a mobility exercise, and a warm-up. And this is pretty good warm-up, and you'll see this is a little difficult. If you want to learn how to high kick, you want to learn how to knee with a rotation this way. And look at my feet, it's turning on the ground when I do the movement, because this is a full moon kick, right? So here you can see my feet is turning. My feet, hop, it's turning on the ground here. Look at my feet, hop, turning. The heel, hop, hop. Can see that? So don't extend your knee for the moment, just do that for 50 times. Like the rotation of your knee, and you want to aim with your, for example here, your right foot will go not here but to the back, here, or to the side, here, back. What I advise to beginners is to start with the position of your feet 45 degrees angle from your body, because you will open your hips this way. So here 45 degrees angle, and then you are freeing your hips. And this is the secret. This is a secret of hips mobility, and you want to do that both sides, because you want to be able to do the high kick, and then I can do the real thing. So the most important is the position of your feet, but now look at my arms and look at my hips compared to my shoulders. Here I'm throwing the left leg, and look at the left arm. It's balancing the leg, as you can see. It's balancing. It's always in opposition to the leg. Always. So I start with on the opposite side, and I'm balancing. I'm activating those muscles. So if the leg is outside, my arm is inside. And then it joins at a point, and my arm is going outside and my leg inside. Look at this. This is the secret of balancing. You can see the back view here and the side view. So I'm freeing my hips, I'm opposing my left arm, and I cross with the knee first, and then I will extend my knee, and I'm turning my foot. So at slow motion it's a little weird, but it will make sense if you go at a right pace. So go at first with a static kick. Don't turn your feet, because it's simpler. And then when you are used to do that, you can turn your feet on the ground like this. Boom. Hold together. Boom. And look at my foot here, it will go here. here in the back. Here I go with my knee. My knee is bent for the moment and I'm waiting for the knee to go at the summit. And as you can see here, I'm on my foot, not flat, and it's turning. You can see the heel here, it's turning, and the pivot is on my thumb. Boom! I extended the leg. Look at my arm, opposite side of the leg to balance all. Look at the position of the pelvis and the feet here. I've got the right balance here, and then I go back with my feet. Boom. Boom. You can see it's flawless at both sides. And once you have the right technique, you can go faster. And you want to repeat that over and over again. The most important thing is the position of the hips and the knee, because if you extend the knee when your knee is late and not at its peak, you will have some problems, and for that you want to free the hips. So here my hip is free. If it's not free, it will be like weird to watch. So once again, here is the slow motion. So arm is opposed to the hips. I pushed with my feet on the ground. I added a little plyometry, and then look at my arm. I free the hips. The hips is at the peak of the movement, and then the knee will follow. When the knee is at the peak, I want to extend my knee, but look at this. My feet is turning on the ground, and my arm, after this position at the peak, it will oppose once again in opposition to the hips. So once again, peak, extend, and turn. Arm opposed to the hips. I'm pretty balanced, and I'm aiming with my right foot to the ground behind me. Up. You can see the precision, very precise with my foot. You like the video? Please thumb up, subscribe, and get this little bell on. If you are interested by my amateur fights, you can go see one of this video to the left or to the right. Also, I did a video where I comment all the VR boxing players in the world on YouTube. So go see it, and we see each other soon. But remember, keep boxing!